Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People's Show. Check the Post of Rescue Nation, brought to you by Nebraska Spine Hospital. And today I am joined by Mr. Andy Hoffman. I want to thank you for joining the show today, Andy.
Thank you, Adam, for having me.
Yeah, and again, thank you for taking the time. As most people know, you were recently diagnosed with a tumor and brain cancer. But I also know you just recently went on a big hunt, okay, with some of your family. So where did you go? Did you have some success? How did the big hunt go?
Well, thank you for asking. We went to Chama, New Mexico.
Okay.
It was kind of a bucket list trip.
Yeah.
And had huge success. And, it was just a great time with the family. And we knocked down a couple elk. And so it was very fulfilling. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to hear that you're able to create and do some of those things with the family. So, how are you feeling at this at this moment in time?
It's kind of hit and miss. Brain cancer is an unforgiving illness, and there's times when. Excuse me, Adam.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay.
Can you not move? Sorry, man.
No, you're good. Take your time.
Too much activity here.
That's okay. I was just wondering how you were feeling at this moment in time.
Well, at this exact moment, feeling pretty good, and it vacillates between moments of feeling really good and moments of feeling, kind of tough.
Yeah.
And right now, it happens to be one of those moments where I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. And for those who don't know, probably most do at this point in time, but for those who don't, starting early last July, you hadn't been feeling the best for a while, and you went on a run the morning of July 19th, and 2 miles in, your body started to go numb. You called your wife, and you told her to come get you. You went to the hospital, and they ran some tests. For those who don't know, can you kind of fill them in on what happened from that point?
Well, the test results were not good, and the CAT scan and then subsequent MRI revealed a mass on my brain, and it was glioblastoma and multiform,
yeah,
and which is virtually a death sentence, and I've been dealing with that ever since.
How did, and obviously this is not news anyone ever wants to receive, but how did Jack, how did your wife, how did the kids and the family take that?
Pretty rough, and we're dealing with it the best way we know how. We're putting it in God's hands, and that's all you can do at this point. And we're obviously not leaving any stones unturned in terms of treatment options.
Yeah.
And we've got some second opinions this week that we're going to pursue. And, I'm mildly excited about that.
Okay.
And so we'll, Adam, we're doing it. We're hanging in there. This is such a hard disease for anybody to cope with,
yeah.
Let alone a child. And, that's one of the things that I want to make known is that this disease sucks. And I know firsthand it sucks. And it's horrible that a child would have to go through this. And that's why I'm committed to raising money for the Team Jack Foundation with my book sales. And, I'm just so passionate about raising money and awareness for child brain cancer research. And that has not left my body.
So, not long before last July, you actually finished a book. Okay, it's called Yards After Contact. Can you let the fine folks at home know a little bit about the book and where they could possibly find it?
Well, yes. Thanks for asking. So Team Jack owns the copyright to the book.
Okay.
We wrote it for them, and so our family will make no profits on the book, and it's really the story of Jack's overcoming with the disease.
Yeah.
And his relationship with Rex Burkhead is covered in there.
Okay.
Just some. It's a good sort of tell-all.
Okay.
And I'm really proud of it. And so it was kind of a God thing that it got done when it did. I finished it probably. We sent it to the publisher 2 to 3 weeks before I was diagnosed, before that seizure you mentioned.
Yeah.
I hit the send button to the publisher not long before that.
Yeah.
And, I probably finished it with a brain tumor in my head, to be honest about it.
Wow. So make you find folks at home, make sure you find the book. It's called Yards After Contact. And like Mr. Hoffman mentioned, 100% of the proceeds go to the Team Jack Foundation, funding research for childhood brain cancer. And what is, Andy, what is the best way if they want to donate or they want to help out Team Jack? What's the best way that everyone could do that?
Well, you can just, they can go online and put in enter a donation, and then otherwise, just through the purchase of books and T-shirts, and 100% of those net profits will stay with the foundation. And so that way, if you don't want to make a cash donation and you want to get some product, there's truly the best way is to make an online credit card donation.
Okay.
And we've been overwhelmed and humbled by everybody's support here in Nebraska, and the support continues to press forward.
I would like to encourage everybody at home to, if you're able to, make a donation, check out the book, and let's help fund research for childhood brain cancer in general as well. You mentioned Rex Burkhead. Obviously, he's aware of your diagnosis at this point. What was his reaction? What are some of the, obviously he's playing a football season right now, but what is his reaction and what has his involvement been with you guys since then?
He has been a tremendous source of support. Not long ago, I had a conversation with him, and him and Danielle called Bree and I one night, and we visited, for quite a while, and said a real nice prayer at the end. And he's such a tremendous source of support and strength for me, and his friendship means the world. And he's always texting me, and he's in our corner, and that means the world.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So you mentioned earlier when it came to treatments, you were leaving no stone unturned. I know you've been to the Mayo Clinic. At this point, what are some of the treatments that you are pursuing? And I know you're going for a second opinion, but what are you pursuing at the moment?
Well, we're going to pursue a thing called the Optune cap.
Okay.
It's this thing that's it's got electrodes, and it sounds kind of science fiction, but it's a proven therapy, and it's approved by the FDA. And we go for a consult tomorrow for the Optune cap. It's basically 18 hours a day electrodes to your brain, and so We'll see if it works.
Okay.
And you know, we've reached out to MD Anderson and Dana Farber. Not that we are unhappy with Mayo Clinic; they're tremendous physicians, and it's just we want to know that we're leaving no stone unturned.
Yep.
You know, for our kids.
Absolutely, that's understandable. You know, just curious about Jack a little bit. He played football this past year. What positions does he play? How did that season go? And how is he doing physically?
Jack is doing great. He's still on a clinical trial.
Okay.
And, you know, he plays football, and, you know, he has a seizure disorder, and that affected him a little bit. But for the most part, he, you know, played through it, and man, he's such a courageous young man.
Yes.
And you know,
that's awesome that he was able to play football. He's able to do those things. I'm very happy to hear that some of those things are going well. I think we had visited about a year ago, and you said a lot of his teammates on the team actually helped keep an eye out on him as well in case a seizure does happen. So it's awesome that he has, you know, good friends and peers and teammates like that as well. I know obviously you guys are a big-time Husker family. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't at least ask if, I don't know if you have, maybe you haven't been able to, have you had a chance to catch any of the Huskers this year? And I don't know, do you have any thoughts on anything if you have?
Well, I've, you know, I saw the first two games, and you know, I would like to ask Husker Nation just to be patient. That it's a work in progress, and you know, I think they're going to be excellent someday, and it's just a matter of time before things click, and we're kicking ass again.
I like that. That was awesome. Again, I want to encourage people to check out Team Jack online. Check out the book Yards After Contact. Go support childhood brain cancer awareness. And, you know, Mr. Hoffman, my family, and myself, we will definitely be keeping you and your family in our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you. That means a lot, Adam.
I want to thank you for joining me. And until next time, Husker Nation, go Big Red, and always remember to throw the bones. Thanks again to our sponsor, Nebraska Spine Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, when it's your spine, you do not want to mess around, and experience matters. That's why you can trust the experts at Nebraska Spine Hospital, the region's only spine-specific hospital. They are the best at what they do.